Welcome to the junkyard. Let's see the carnage from last week. So today's Monday. This one happened Monday. So, short version, other side of the state hauling popcorn. This truck and a John Deere got together. We actually came away pretty good, we think. How we lost half of the lug nut covers here and had no damage to the fiberglass part of the truck, I don't know. Fuel tank didn't get a hole in it, didn't leak. Obviously steps got ripped off and a little banged up. We'll replace that. And fender, a little bit of rough shape there. Wheel, got some John Deere yellow on it. Tire, I think we can patch that and be fine. Other thing, it broke the pin that locates the leaf spring, so this is shifted, and this track bar busted in half. So of course the axle's out of place, and we lost 3 or 4 of the airbags. That's the big obvious things. But once it got towed home, we drove it the rest of the way into the shop here, so it's kind of drivable. So it's fixable, just got to get parts. Not sure it's going to be back on the road for harvest. This one that looks fine is actually less drivable than the wrecked one. It's not drivable at all because a few days later, luckily it was sitting on the dump back here. The front diff blew up. So we thought we lost the carrier bearing on the drive shaft because the drive shaft was wrecked, but mechanic came, turns out the front diff is toast. He will be here tomorrow to pull this out and start the rebuild process. Up South Bend drive line, I think that's it, or drive shaft, whatever. They are working on a drive shaft right now. Will either one of these be back up and running for harvest? I don't know, but we're running the cab over. So made up for being short on trucks by buying a truck. My buddy Matt in Illinois, I knew he had one, didn't know if he got rid of it, so I called him up. Said, hey, you still got that truck? It's like, keys are in it, come get it. So we came to an agreement, got it. Got the same 450 horse Mercedes. 2 of our trucks have, the white one and the black one. So it's hooked up on the trailer that the red one normally pulls, and it's ready to go to the field this morning. So seems to drive pretty good and everything. So we should be in good shape. I give Matt a shout out. If you need any like cover crops or precision planting stuff, look up Potential Ag Illinois. Talk to Matt. Grain cart's loading another truck, so I'll take a minute here and load the cab over. So we started running this last week when the white truck went down. We had to go over, we unhooked the black truck and drove about an hour and a half away to go fetch the trailer, swap that out. Had the truck towed home a few days later, so obviously you saw it's now in our shop. We'll get it fixed, working on insurance and stuff like that. But yeah, the cab over usually pulls an old Dorsey trailer. Gets out once a year for the popcorn plot. That trailer will hold about 10,000 pounds less than these fuller size trailers. So it's getting to work out on the 290 Cummins. But yeah, it's working more than usual this harvest, but it is doing fine. And now we got the Sterling, which is getting loaded behind me. So hopefully we'll keep moving today. Be nice if we can finish this field today, if we don't run out of space on the dryer. Even if we do, maybe we wait a couple hours and get a few more trucks and get out of here. There's the new truck, taking several loads today. Cab over, waiting for the next load. Dive back in, get more corn. This field's kind of a horseshoe shape. So I got 3 more passes right here and be done with this block. And then I have a block over there in the northwest part of the horseshoe. We'll be out of this field, about 30 acres. Other side of the horseshoe's over there, but that was wheat this year, and that's what we tiled, if you saw that video. So there's nothing growing over there. But we've worked down the tile lines and leveled it. So this is our biggest field at 277 acres, but there's about 80 that's tiled. So quite that much to harvest this fall. So I'm in the last part of this field now, splitting it in two so I can unload going both ways. So I got a cut over here. Gotta dive 12 rows to the left here. Make a spot for the grain cart. We'll unload sitting still, and then I'll carry on and split on through to the far end. Oh, this is the end of this field, and we do about have the dryer caught filled up there. So truck to get rid of this might take a little more than a truck. 58,000. Saw a big raccoon. 58,000 on here. Hopefully I can get the whole combine on here. Might be a little more than a truckload, but I'll call Dad, see if he wants to move this somewhere or not. We don't have a lot of room for more corn at the shop tonight. But we will see. I should be able to get all this on there. It's going to be pretty full. I'll get old foot. So we're just popping over to this field to take border rows, what we call border rows. See the neighbor over here, they're actually harvesting in that field. Part of it done. They got regular dent corn. This is also a dent corn, but it's waxy corn. It's kind of a specialty corn we grow. Got to do some purity stuff. So if the neighbor's got corn, we got to take like 2 passes off on that side. So we're just going to go down and back, do that here, and then we'll move on to some more regular dent corn. You can mix the waxy in the dent, but you can't mix the dent in the waxy, if that makes sense. It's a new ride coming in with last load for the night. Back at the shop now, get fuel, and cart will be coming back here too, and we will head off to somewhere else tomorrow. We did really good today. Got some trucks back in the lineup and people to drive them. Got our one guy back from the weekend, and brother-in-law who drives grain cart for us got his stepdad to come drive truck for us this week while we got another guy gone for a week. So we did good today. Actually, this is the most acres of corn we've done in a day so far this harvest. So good deal. So next day, now we're transferring grain out of the dryer into this bin right here. Our new dryer actually has 2 unloads. So it can go to the leg in the back or the old leg that's closer to us, which fills these 2 bins and the old dryer and the old wet bin if we want to. So, but the new dryer can fill everything, which is nice. So we're using the kind of secondary unload for the first time. Getting the dryer cleaned out, ready for another day. Mechanic is here to tear the differential out of the red truck, get it sent off and rebuilt, and he's working on pricing out parts for the white one that was in the wreck. So we're making some progress on trucks, but we had a pretty big day yesterday. Hopefully we can do another one today. You want a closer look at the cab over, so be back to work again today, and working for a whole week, more than it's used to. Well, there she is. And you got the 290 Cummins in there, and the interior. Well, was going to open up our driveway so we could see a little better, which I did. That's as far as I got. The right third of my corn head wasn't bringing any corn to the feeder house. I'm like, what is going on? Well, let's fold up and see. Got this dog here from the center auger. Turn the outside auger. I got no doggy in here. So it looks to me like it just came unscrewed. I don't think anything is broken. So Jamie's headed up to the field where we folded up last night and see if it's if it's laying right there. I didn't have any problem in that field. So yeah, I don't know. There should be something like that right here, and it's not. So if we don't find it, I guess we shall go purchase one and hope they just have one. Well, those guys ran up to the field where I quit last night and folded up, and sure enough, it was sitting right there with the dog and the little kind of a washer, special washer spacer thing in it, and the bolt. So putting it back in, and it's going to get red Loctite, and we're going to check the others. It's in there. Now I got to pick up all my pile of ears of corn. We're starting fall break today. 14-year-old is alive, coming out. House. We got cones at the end of the driveway. Got a brand new concrete driveway. Can start driving on it tomorrow. And we will dump some corn here. I knew we'd be here today, so I didn't pack a lunch, but since the 14-year-old came out, told him to go for it while I went inside and get some lunch. It is not a coincidence that my yard is a multiple of planter widths and corn and bean head widths, so I have no point rows around the house. May have done that on purpose. Watched a field fire blow up about 2 miles away from this field a while ago. Called it in, somebody else had already called it in. I just had to come by in the grain cart here, so I knew Dad was back at the shop not too far away, so he ran over there to see what was going on. As far as I know, everybody's okay. It did get put out. It spread pretty quick with the wind we had here. I could see the flames even though it was that far away. Don't think it got to any houses or anything as far as I know, but it is very dry. It's just really dry. August was fairly dry, September was dry, and here we are end of October. We've only had 0.05 of an inch of rain this month, so it's pretty dry. Been seeing plumes of smoke around the county pretty regularly, especially the last week. Saw a big black plume of smoke this morning. Thought it was somebody's combine or something. It was a house in town actually, so there's lots of things burning up right now. So it is dry, and I'm harvesting at home, so I don't want a fire today. There's a band of rain coming across Illinois. I think it's kind of drying up as it gets here, but there's some kind of localized downpours to the west, looks like. Wouldn't hurt to have a couple of tenths here, a quarter inch or something. Knock the dust out of this harvest. Literally down to the last row in this field, so all done. Got even more done than we did yesterday, so doing pretty good. Some of this corn went straight in the bin. Some of it was dry, some of it wasn't. I think Dad was testing all the loads. Moisture was kind of all over the place in this field, but here is the end of this field. I'll go a couple miles back to the shop, refuel on everything. Don't know if we'll move on tonight or not. It's only 5:30, but got a bunch of acres covered, another 76 acres harvested. One more field of dent corn, and that's 42 acres, and then we move on to waxy corn. I'll tell you more about that, or I'll tell you what, if you Google what is waxy corn, one of my old blog posts will be like the first thing that comes up there. So Google what is waxy corn, you'll find it. So since the corn's dry, we're dumping in the old system because the old dump on this side fills these bins, so the new dryer can come over here, but since we're not running through the dryer, we're just bypassing and dumping dry corn in the old dump. We moved pretty good today. We'll finish our day opening up at the shop a little bit with a nice rainbow, even though we didn't get any of the rain. The rainbow looks nice though. Well, we'll end the day in the video back in the shop, and despite these two being down, we got replacement. We got the spare out. We got some extra help for the week. So we're still covering acres at a pretty good clip. I didn't get to see the Carnage, but the diff is pulled out and gone. So that'll be getting rebuilt. See, he's got the axles pulled out over here. So another couple days of harvest. A couple more fields of corn done. Moving on to the last dent corn tomorrow. Saw a field fire. Come back and do it all again tomorrow. Minus the fire part. That would be good.